Probably there are people who are going to say, hey, this is not the Elisapie Isaac that I know. What do you say to those people?
Well, I hope so. It's because Elisapie is somebody that we don't really know maybe, and that we should get to know her, and maybe we'll know her more in her next 2 more albums, hopefully. That kind of feel to it where it's maybe Inuit folk songs, but really different from what I do, but at the same time close, because I love folk music. I like Beirut, this kind of sound they make that makes you go in, you feel like you're in a desert, but at the same time you're, so I don't know. So I mean, what can I say about that? I always wrote, my first song was super pop English song called Sugami that I put in Taima. Well, it was mixed in a tito. So it's just a continuation of what I've always been doing.
And what about, because yeah, it's almost all English too. Why?
Because English has always been very dominant in my songwriting. It's that my influences are, you know, definitely Neil Young, Dylan, and I don't know, Leonard Cohen. So it's just like that. I never really know why I went there to the very modern side, but and I really wanted to simplify my creative life to make this album. So is to mainly accept that, okay, I'm gonna write more in English, and I'm not gonna try to split my brain into 3 languages, and that's what I usually do. So yeah, I think it was just to give a direction, and it was a lot of fun because it gave it a theme, and so it's just another way of working, I guess. I met him in Hollywood, Planet Quebec, and I literally fell in love while he was on stage, and I said, with his music of course and his vibe, and I said, I'm gonna be, his energy is gonna follow me now, and his music, I just love.
Yeah, they're great.
I love the fact that he's not forcing anything, you know.
Like, he's known as the ultimate ladies' man, right? He spent his life, and you know that way he talks, he's very kind of sardonic, and he says, I find it funny because I've spent most of my life, in my view, living like a monk. So it was like, really, it was exactly what you were saying. There's this thing where he's very ascetic and religious and philosophical, and on the other hand, he's obviously interested in sexuality and sensuality.
He's amazing. I think he's more beautiful now than ever. Like, his white hair, he's getting very lean like an old man, but I don't know, he's so, I think he's just amazing. I think I'm really in love with him, and that's fine.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. We invited Simon Angel for one song, The Beat, which is super poppy, and I say, go all the way, like, let's make the girls dance. I like, Speed is super duper.
But if you make that kind of music, I mean, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but aren't you trying to make a hit single? I mean, it's not a bad thing.
A hit single? I don't really want to be in a hit single because I get tired of hit singles. I don't know. It takes away kind of the magic, kind of mysterious side to a song. I think like The Beat is like totally folk song at the beginning. It was a weird song because I wrote it in my kitchen, and I was like, guys, listen to this. Isn't it kind of like weird? Is there something weird about it? It's kind of like almost not whirl, but so it was not what you hear now. It was a folk, almost you'd think of, I don't know, somebody like Buffy St. Marie, old folk songs. It was sort of that kind of weird kind of, and then it turned out to be this, and I'm like, okay, that's fun. One time there's this guy, well, sometimes at least one every 2 shows there's going to be a weirdo guy who's like thinking that he needs to save the Inuit and that we're pure and that we need to be left alone and be kept that way, static forever, you know? So one time I sang Chiquitita from Abba for fun because it reminds me of my childhood, of my cousin and I, and how it used to comfort her because her parents were fighting all the time. There was violence, and I remember, you know, like it was a way to like bring people to my world when I was a child. You know how different it was, and then yes, we listened to Abba, and it was cool, and it's fine. At the end of the show, I noticed he's like waiting for everybody to go first, and then he's like, even Richard Desjardins will never. I don't know what he said. Richard Desjardins sings in his language, and he'll never do something like you do.
Right.
Sing in. I'm like, you know what? The first people who will love this is Inuit. They, on the encore, it's them who wants to hear Abba because it makes them happy. It makes them smile and dance. It makes them light because that's what we need in life, right? I mean, come on, like he didn't get the joke. He was so pissed off.
Really?
I was like, I was anti-culture all of a sudden, and I'm like, frustrating.